Hi there, James Savage from National Club Golfer here, down at Rudding Park. Today I've got a comparison for you between the new TaylorMade GAPR Mid utility iron hybrid type club, and a club that's in my bag currently. That is the Callaway Big Bertha OS 3 Hybrid. Okay, so why am I comparing these two clubs? Well, you may have already seen our sort of introduction video to the TaylorMade GAPR clubs, the low, the mid and the high. And what I thought would be interesting to do would be to sort of pick the three clubs in my bag which you know, TaylorMade would think those clubs were looking to replace, and then compare them from a performance point of view on the launch monitor and out on the course. So the club that's in my bag currently is the Callaway Big Bertha OS 3 Hybrid. I love this club. It's been in my bag for probably a couple of years now. It's going to take some shifting because I really like it, but like I say, this is the GAPR Mid. This would be the club that this you know is trying to replace, you know, try and get this in there, because you know, I think that, you know, from a sort of like a ball flight and a distant point of view, they probably should do a similar thing. Now, is there anything about the GAPR Mid which you know, is going to make me replace this club? Well, setting them both down behind the ball, obviously the hybrid is much bigger. It's a lot more, you know, confidence inspiring. It's a lot more friendly. It looks a lot easier to hit. Like I say, this is very much more a chunky utility iron, whereas this is more of a regular hybrid. Some people don't like hybrids. Some people just can't get on with them at all. People feel like they go left. So I feel like there's a lot of people that don't like hybrids that may gravitate more towards a club like the GAPR Mid. I just prefer a little bit of extra size for this sort of shot. If I've got 200 yards to go to a green, you know, 210, maybe I've not got a perfect lie, I kind of feel like this club's going to be offering a little bit more help for me. So from a sort of visual point of view, I'm leaning more towards the hybrid, but you know, the proof is in the pudding and getting it out on the course and testing it on the launch monitor. Okay, so how have I been testing these clubs out? Well, I've had them here at Rudding Park on the launch monitor, SkyTrack launch monitor set up, hitting a range of shots with each, just to kind of look at things like the launch, the ball speed, the spin, the total distance, the carry, things like that. I've also had them out on the course, hitting the same shot with each club through 9 holes of golf. Let's look at these launch monitor numbers. Quite interesting to see. Interesting to me in the fact that they are pretty much exactly the same. From a performance point of view, I feel like these clubs are doing exactly the same thing. They're launching pretty much the same, spinning pretty much the same, ball speed pretty much exactly the same, distance the same, total the same. So there's nothing from a launch monitor point of view that's telling me that one club is working better than the other. So, and you know, considering what I like to look at, I'm still leaning more towards the hybrid. Out on the course, which do I prefer? Well, this is a very interesting one for me, and this is where it gets a little bit difficult, because I feel like off the tee, if I was going to hit a club off the tee, if it's you know, a short par 4, if it's particularly tight, I'm all day leaning more towards the GAPR Mid club, because I just feel like it's got a little bit more control. I just feel like I can hit it straight, particularly if it's you know, into wind as well. I just got a little bit more confidence with. I still fear that with the hybrid that there is going to be that time when it's just going to spin up on me a little bit. It's going to fly a little bit too high. I've not seen that from the launch monitor numbers, but when I've been out on the course testing, this does seem to fly a little bit higher. This does seem to have a little bit more control. But I do feel like this club's going to give me a lot more versatility. I feel like I'm going to use it a lot more out of the rough. I know it sounds a little bit stupid, but I'd feel happier sort of chipping this out of the trees, just to kind of send it down a fairway as far as I can. So to me, I feel like I'm just getting a little bit more versatility from the hybrid. And that comes from just my experiences out on the course as much as anything. And also, if this is better off the tee, but then I've got, you know, if I've got my 2 iron, which I really like the GAPR Lo 2 iron, I really like the TaylorMade P790 2 iron, and you know, if I start using this as a backup off the tee to my driver, I feel like I've then got 2 clubs which are doing pretty much the same thing. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more versatility. I feel like I'm getting something different with the 3 hybrid. You may think that's nonsense to carry a 2 iron in the bag and then a hybrid, but from those reasons that I've just explained, I think it makes perfect sense, and they're working pretty well for me out on the course. So, like I say, numbers exactly the same, nothing to split these from a performance point of view, so this is doing a very good job to be competing with a club that I really like, I'm very familiar with. I was fitted into this KBS hybrid shaft, so you know, this is optimised for me, if you like, and it works really well for me. To get the same numbers tells me that this is a fantastic golf club, the GAPR Mid. I think it's going to work for a lot of people who don't like hybrids. I don't have a problem with hybrids, so I'm sticking with this in the bag for now. Post your comments below what you think about these new GAPR clubs. Do you like the look of the GAPR Mid? Is it something that you feel may work for you? Any more questions about it, post them below. Hit that subscribe button while you're down there. Sign up for notifications so you can get an email every time we post a new video. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.